Hey, greetings safety specialists. Want to cover our last topic on the safety summit, which is heat stress. And now that we're getting close to 82 degrees today down here in the southwest, I thought I would bring up the temperature and finish on heat stress. So when I first moved to this area, I'm obviously very aware. Growing up in Wyoming, we had 4 distinct seasons, and in the summer we got really hot, in the winter we got incredibly cold. So we were very aware of acclimation back there. Growing up, going to the Boy Scouts, things like that. We always heard 21 days to acclimate to a climate. So when I moved here, I knew that, and still found myself having trouble when I first got here with the humidity being zero. The year I moved here, 2011, we had a record high heat at the airport in the middle of July. It was actually beginning of July. Record high heat of 116-degree day and a record low humidity of 2%. And you can imagine that you're drinking the water and literally feeling it evaporate out of your body as you're standing outside. So I never have had heat stroke or heat stress. I've definitely gotten to that point where I'm feeling the strain on the body. I guess it would be mild heat stress, but I've never been so dehydrated that I almost passed out. I have experienced it with some coworkers. I had a contractor at my house where they actually had a guy fall out from heat stress, and we had to get him hydrated and calm him down. Once you've had heat stress or heat stroke, it is higher susceptibility to that. Moving forward, you definitely have to be more careful than you were before. I'm going to include with this video on the email a chart. We call it the Whiz Quiz. It's a picture of what your urine color should look like as you're dehydrated and versus well hydrated. So take a peek at that. We produce those with stickers every now and then to give to job sites. They put them in the urinal areas on the portable johns, things like that. And it's a really good way, especially in this male-driven construction ego environment. Most guys aren't going to say they're not feeling well, I'm dehydrated, but they stand there and they take a leak and they look at that color and they kind of have that aha moment. They think, okay, well, maybe I better stop drinking these sodas and these monsters and get out and drink some water. During the heat, we want to make sure we limit caffeine intake. Obviously, if you're drinking during at all, you want to make sure you're hydrating well. Once football season comes back, this was something we talked about at Intel quite a bit, and I told everybody at Intel we had a couple things going against us. We had 3 things going against us. I told them we had Sunday night football, Monday night football, and Thursday night football going against us, because then people come in on Monday, Tuesday, and Friday after watching football, drinking beer, and probably dehydrated. So being more aware that alcohol consumption definitely plays a factor in that. So you got to watch your intake. You got to make sure you're getting the proper balance of electrolytes. We do sell Squincher in the little quick sticks and in the bigger packs. Obviously, with this COVID scenario, you're probably going to see the bigger pouches go away and a lot of individual quick sticks become the bigger norm, so people can have an individual drink of their own. The biggest thing I learned when I moved to this market was covering up. Having grown up in Wyoming, in the middle of summer, you find yourself out mowing lawns in shorts, t-shirts, trying to get that tan. Sleeves rolled up. I've learned here, sleeves, drop them. Face covers on. Obviously, a lot of these are harder to find now with our COVID scenario, but I wear this thing over the face, over the ears. I cover everything up so you can just barely see my eyes, put on a hat. I cover as much skin as I can when I'm down here in the sun, get the heat off of me. We also have the cooling towels. This one's through PIP, and we actually had it logoed for a charity event that we did down here, Big Dig in the Desert for Cancer. Put these things out. You soak them, you wring them out. You just kind of pop them and wave them in the air, and they'll start to naturally create that evaporation process, cool off. Put it around your neck. You want to keep the blood flow going to your head. Growing up in Wyoming, again, in the middle of summer, in the middle of winter, we learned if you leave the hat on, you're not letting all that heat escape. Well, down here, keeping the hat on, you're trapping heat. So by doing this, all that blood flowing through my carotid arteries, I'm keeping that temperature cooler on my core. I wear this thing if I'm going to be out on job sites for a long time or if I'm working in the yard for an extended period. Again, with my face cover, everything's covered up. Also that I'm going to include in here is the OSHA Quick Chart, and I'm going to send you pictures of a heat index app that I have on my phone. You click that app and it tells you the nearest cell tower. It'll tell you the heat, the humidity, the risk factors, and what's neat about it is you can click on it and it'll tell you all the guidance. So if you have a job site situation or a contractor that says, hey, I need to do a toolbox talk, you can show up, click the app, explain to everybody what the temperature and humidity is for that morning, and you can just sit there with your phone and you can scroll right through it like it's notes on your own phone and go through the heat stress symptoms, the first aid, and look like an expert. So it's a really good guide to utilize for training in that aspect. I'm also going to include a couple flyers Jared did up for us on different things we sell. So we have neck shades, we've got cooling vests, the squincher, the face covers, the big sombreros, the full brim hard hats. We have a sombrero clip that attaches to the hard hat to keep, again, the shade and the sun off your shoulders. So lots of attachments, lots of different things. But the biggest takeaways I want you guys to know is when it's getting into that heat, it's completely covered up, lots of hydration, right? Lots of water, keep yourself hydrated. Throw those quick sticks in for electrolytes. We always joke about electrolytes down here. It's what plants crave. Some of you might know what that means. If not, call me later. But make sure you're hydrating. That's the biggest one. If you think you're not getting enough water and you've been outside for 2 hours and you have not yet had the urge to go to the bathroom, you probably need more water. That is the biggest one. But hit me up if you guys need any questions answered, if you want some more advice or different items that we do stock and sell. Biggest ones are PIP, Radians, Ergodyne. Those are our big ones. Shade tents. Actually Janet had a great one. I think it was last year. One of our contractors had a job where they had to set up a water rest shade tent area. So they partnered with us and we actually did their SunTech logo along with our border logo. And it was a project right by the freeway. And so she got that done up with a couple shade tents. And I think we actually got some calls off of that because people saw the logo. So little creative ideas there for you. Everybody be safe. Keep your faces covered. Wash your hands. And by all means, keep a happy mood out there. If you have any questions, definitely call. See ya.